Hi guys, and welcome back to my War Games hobby channel. On the last video I mentioned I was going to be building this Norse family dwelling manufactured by Foreground. So I think I'll just show you how I got on with that. As you can see, there's quite a bit to it actually. It's not the easiest thing to build these buildings. I've bought a few in the past. I bought some for the American War of Independence period or French and Indian Wars, and they're not easy to do, but they're a bit of a challenge, but they are good fun. It's like a puzzle, isn't it? You don't want it too easy anyway. But the end result are just brilliant. I do love these buildings. They really do look the business, and when they're built, they're very sturdy. You don't have to paint them. I'd much rather build something like this than have to paint something like this. I never not enthusiastic about painting buildings, I must admit, but the end result of these, when these buildings are built, is really top notch, I think. And this Norse building, I haven't got anything for my I do a lot of saga, I do a lot of sort of Dark Age period, and I just haven't got many buildings, so I bought this Norse dwelling. So at least I've got something on the board. Whether I use it and put figures inside it and fight over it, or whether it's just a bit of scenery in the background, it doesn't really matter. It's just nice to have something on the table that looks the business, and this certainly does. They're not the easiest, as I say, things to build. They can be a bit fiddly, and the actual instructions that come with them are just really photographs, and you can see from there it just shows you the stages that you do. There we go, and then turn over the page. That's doing the roof part, and that's what it's hopefully going to look like. But they, as I say, I don't mind doing them. They're actually the end result, is going to be very good, so I don't mind. So I have been doing it bit by bit. I had a bit of an interruption. My grandson stayed with me for 3 days, so I sort of doing it fits and starts really. But I'm now almost complete. I'll just show you what where I am at the moment. Right, so there's the building. You can see it's coming on. Just turn around so the light's a little bit better here. You can see it's coming on really nicely. And there's the roof part, which, whoops, is still sticking down, so I need to be careful with that. There we are. This needs a lot of work actually, because you don't leave it quite as fluffy as that. But that I will be working on later. And then there's the bit that eventually will go on top there. So yeah, it's coming on pretty well. I'm getting there. So here we are. Here's the finished example of my Norse dwelling. There you go. Looks rather good, doesn't it? I'm very pleased with it. It's come out really well. Lift off the roof. You can see the interior. I don't know whether you know, but this bit here represents the earthen flooring, because in that period, in fact up to about the 1400s, everything had earthen flooring. They didn't have wood. This is actually quite a big building, so some of the buildings that would have been larger would have possibly had wooden floors to either side, but a lot of smaller buildings wouldn't have any wooden floors. They'd all be earthen floors, possibly with straw on the top to make them a bit more comfortable, and also to help insulation. So there's the finished article. I did make a couple of errors, as I've mentioned before, but it's come out really well, and I would highly recommend this for wargaming the Dark Age period. Let's put that back on top. This the roof, incidentally, when you first get it, it's quite sort of fluffy, and but when you use a brush, I used in fact a toothbrush, but any sort of brush, and it's half PVA glue and half water, and you just sort of brush down into it like this, and then it sets fairly solid. And yeah, and there's the finished article. I'm very, very pleased with it. As I say, I'll get good use of that over the years. And it was fairly easy to do. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's not too complicated. You just have to take your time and do not do what I did and make a couple of errors. The two errors I made was that should be the floor that we're looking at here. I did it the wrong way round, and you can see that because there's a bit here which is supposed to be the doorway, and that's a sort of better colour than the original, the other side of the board was. I've painted this an earth colour. In fact, I could paint it slightly lighter so it represents straw there as well, and I might do that. So that's the first mistake I made, was make sure you if you do build one of these, that you use the bit that's marked AB as the main floor. And the other thing I did was these two bits here, I actually should have had the other way around, because you do get bits that go into the between the wood structure. So the inside, in fact, you can see, I don't know whether you can see, but I've drawn lines on to represent their wood anyway. So it didn't make any difference. It was just a silly error by me, but I've managed to get around that without any problem. So there we go, all finished. And now I've got to start on the next building I bought from Foreground, and I'll let you know how I get on. Right, see you later.